Good morning, welcome back to Bay Tree Cottage. Today I'm going to show you how to make a really delicious blueberry and lime cake. It's a very simple cake with hopefully quite simple ingredients which you can all get a hold of. So we're going to start off by creaming together the butter and the sugar. You can, if you like, use a margarine. I always use the olive spread instead of butter for cake making. Now this is 225 grams of sugar, which I've already weighed out in here. This is equivalent to 8 ounces of, if you convert it into ounces, it's equivalent to 8 ounces. And a standard, if you're making a standard Victoria sponge, the old-fashioned measurements are always, if you make 4 eggs, you would combine that with 8 ounces of butter, sugar and flour. So this is kind of going back to a traditional method of the Victoria sandwich. So we've got 225 grams of sugar in the bowl already. So now I'm going to add in 225 grams of margarine. And we're just going to cream that together. I'm using a mixer, but you can do this by hand. Really work out those arm muscles. It's quite a good workout first thing in the morning. So we're going to put that into the mixer like this. And just let that cream together. While that's doing that, what you want to do is make sure your oven is preheated. So you want to preheat your oven to 180 degrees and you want to prepare your tin. I'm using this really nice ring tin. It has a changeable base, so it does come with a flat base, but it also comes with this ring. So it does make a really nice attractive cake when you turn it out. So what we're going to do is lightly grease this tin. So just with a bit of olive spread, just work that around the tin, making sure that you do the flue in the middle. And all the base. Now, schools are back in a kind of remote kind of way. So I hope you're all coping with the home education. I'm certainly incredibly impressed with what modern technology is allowing us to do the schooling, and it's really incredible that the online lessons that our boys are getting. But I find that I am constantly cooking, and we have run out of cake, so this would be a really nice mid-morning or lunchtime treat for them. Right, let me just wipe my hands. Okay, so that's nicely creamed together now. So I'm going to just quickly have a look in the mixer. You see it's a nice light fluffy texture. So now we're going to add in there our 4 large eggs. So just turn that down a little bit, crack that on the side and add it in 1 egg. You want to make sure that this doesn't curdle. If it does curdle, you can just add a little bit of flour to it. So once again, these are eggs from Mayford, from the farm at Mayford. Now I'm saving my eggshells at the moment to try and save my hostas from being attacked by the slugs this year. We've also got a few new delphiniums we're putting in the garden, and the slugs do really like them too. Okay, so let me just stop that mixture for a second. I'm just going to scrape down the side, make sure that butter and sugar is being combined. And just to ensure I've got the right consistency in there, I've measured out in this bowl 250 grams of self-raising flour and 50 grams, I think it was 50 grams of, no sorry, 25 grams of ground almonds. So we're just going to add in a spoonful of the flour into that mixture just to make sure it doesn't curdle. Okay, that's bringing it together really nicely. So we're going to add the last egg. So what I do with my eggshells, just to make sure they're really crispy and sharp to those horrible slugs which are find my hostas so attractive to eat, is I pop them in the oven on a low heat. So we've got an Argo, so they go in the simmering oven, just to crispen up the shells. Then I break them up and just scatter around the base of the hostas, and hopefully that will ward off any of the slugs and snails. If anyone has any other top tips for saving their plants from slugs, please post them on our Facebook page and let me know. Okay, so that's the eggs in. We're now going to add our lime zest. So this is the zest of 2 limes here. So we'll pop that into the mixer there. And once again, if you can't get hold of limes, you can use lemons. You could even use orange. So, and also this is a flavour, if you don't particularly like lime, then don't use lime. If you prefer to have an orange flavoured cake, then you can use oranges. Obviously we're using blueberries in this cake, but once again, you can substitute the fruit and use a different fruit. So I've made this cake, it works really well with black currant and lime. Equally, you could do raspberry and lemon, that would be delicious. Or you could do another soft fruit and maybe an orange. So, have a little play around, try different things. Okay, so that's the lime zest in. And now we're going to just add the rest of the flour. So just open that up a little bit and just pour that in. Like that. And just stir that on slowly. Okay. So we've got our tin ready and we're just letting that mix together. So as that's mixing, what we want to do is just add about 3 tablespoons of the lime juice. So that goes in. And you want it to be a kind of nice dropping consistency. Okay. So let's just have a look at that consistency. And scrape it away from the edge of the bowl, just make sure it's all worked in. And obviously the flavour of the lime and the blueberries combine really well together. And it does make this a really nice moist cake. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more lime juice. There we go. Okay, now we've got our blueberries at the ready. So we need 225 grams of blueberries. There we go, a few left over for my lunch. Okay, perfect. So this is all done and ready. So scrape off the mixture from your paddle. You don't want to make sure that you waste any cake mixture. I know when I was a kid I used to hang around when my mum was making cakes just so I could lick out the bowl. Now when I've got this amazing spatula, there's not actually much left in the bowl for the kids to nick. Okay, so we're going to add sort of 2/3 of our blueberries into the bowl there, and we're going to mix them all around. Okay, gorgeous, smells amazing and it's looking good. Okay, so now we just need to push this around the base of our cake so it's evenly distributed around. Next week I've been asked to do an online cookery workshop for a group who like to meet up every 2 weeks, but because of lockdown they can't get together. So we're going to do a group meeting and do a cookery workshop all together. So if you belong to a group, whether it's like a WI, a cook club, book club, anything, and you fancy doing a cookery demo with me, then please do get in touch. We can do it via Zoom and we can all make something together. It could be a fun evening or more half morning, whatever activity. Okay. So that's all divided around my tin. And now we're going to do a very technical Bay Tree Cottage term. It's called a little shimmy in your tin. I don't like pushing it down with a spatula, and you've got all that lovely air in the cake. You don't want to squash it down with a spatula. And now we're just going to scatter the remaining blueberries over the top, and then that will be ready to go in the oven. Okay, I've also got some flaked almonds, which I'm just going to scatter on the top as well, just to give it a little nice extra finish. Add to the flavour of the ground almonds in the cake. There we go. So let me just check my recipe. This needs to go into the oven for an hour. So it's going to the oven for an hour. You'll know when it's cooked, when it's slightly pulling away from the edge of the tin, and when you press it down with your fingertips, it just feels firm to the touch. You can also push a skewer into the cake, and if you pull it out and it comes out clean, then you know that it's done. Now, just a note on the fruit as well. If you can't get hold of fresh fruit, you can also use frozen. Sometimes if you use frozen, because the water content is slightly higher when you freeze the fruit, it might take slightly longer to cook. So just be aware of that if you're using frozen fruit. Okay, when it comes out of the oven, I'm just going to put this to one side. When it comes out of the oven, you're going to just drizzle a syrup over the top of that. So your syrup is going to be 8 tablespoons of lime juice and the zest of 1 lime. So in here we have got the zest of 1 lime, and 5 tablespoons of lime juice. I'm just going to add the rest of this lime juice, but I also want to just keep back a little bit of the lime juice for my icing. Okay, so that will be fine. And then to that we're going to add 140 grams of the caster sugar. So when the cake comes out of the oven, when it's really nice and warm, don't take it out of the tin, leave it in the tin, and you're just going to prick over the top of the cake with a skewer and pour in this gorgeous syrup. Okay, what you can do is just heat this on a gentle heat, just so the sugar slightly dissolves in the lime juice. Okay, so that's going to go over the top. And then you need to leave it to cool completely, and then take it out of the tin, and then you can ice it. Now I would make another, really enhance that flavour of the lime going into the cake. So you can make a icing with lime juice, so just basically just with some icing sugar and some lime juice, and then I just drizzle it all over the top of the cake, and then it's ready for you to eat. Yum. So very simple cake, guys. I really hope that you are able to make that today and enjoy it. I know mine is not going to last long in the kitchen here. I'm sure it will disappear very, very quickly. On Friday we are back making a stuffed cheese and olive bread ring, which is fantastic and a brilliant, simple recipe to make, and a great lunchtime option for you as well. So please come back and join us on Friday, and in the meantime, hope you have a great day. Good luck with that homeschooling, and enjoy the sunshine. Bye.